Alright, so I made a how strong is Oden video a while ago, but I deleted that one and I decided to make this one instead with better quality because I think Oden is still very underrated. I've heard some people compare Oden to first commanders, which is very blasphemous, so I'm going to go in depth into his portrayal so we can really understand how strong Oden was. So in Oden's early life, he was already very strong and he was taking down Yakuza gangs and he was naturally gifted and he became the strongest in his entire land by the age of 18. Just like some of the strongest characters in the series, Oden was very powerful upon his birth. Just like Kozuki Oden, Whitebeard was said to be a very powerful character in his younger years. Big Mom is probably the strongest child we've ever seen, and Kaido was also a very powerful child who was impossible to kill in his younger years. Not even the Marines could kill him. With Oden's earliest portrayal, there's a similarity to the Yonko because of his natural power. Now when we first get to see Kozuki Oden meet the Whitebeard pirates, we get to see a glimpse of his power. Majority of the community thinks that Oden was very weak against Whitebeard, but that's actually not true, and Whitebeard does not imply that at all. In the manga, Whitebeard tells his crew to stand back because something dangerous is coming. Obviously this means he sees Oden as a real threat. Now if you watch only the anime, you would be led to believe that Oden got folded, but even in the anime this isn't true. Whitebeard and Oden clash, Oden does pretty well and he gets sent flying, but this is expected because Whitebeard is the strongest character in the series, arguably. Oden did not get one-shotted because even after this, Oden got right back up. I think that some people are expecting Whitebeard to destroy Oden and they're exaggerating how badly Oden actually lost, but in the anime, Oden gets up and he's not even bleeding. We watch Whitebeard with a terminal illness freaking contort the shape of Akainu's body, and he beat Akainu with half a head. Oden just took a direct punch from prime Whitebeard and he got nothing but a scratch on his face. He was literally fine. The only reason they stopped fighting was because Oden wants to join his crew. Oden was not even angry or trying his best. We've seen Oden angry and this was not it. Oden was shown to be very powerful. He is not weak. He was way stronger than any of Whitebeard's commanders. Now another fight that drives me crazy is the Roger vs Oden fight. I actually have never seen anything so ridiculous in my life. Roger strikes Oden with what looks like to be advanced Conqueror's Haki, and he sends Oden flying through some trees. Now the entire community calls this a one-shot, but it is literally the opposite of a one-shot. Like, he got hit once and he got right back up, and then he literally says, "I cannot let this slide," and he gets right back up to go fight Roger. He did not get one-shotted in any regard. Now I understand that Prime Whitebeard and Prime Roger were stronger than Oden, but we have to scale these fights accurately. Roger and Whitebeard did not one-shot Oden during the entire series, and they did not low diff him. It's just not true. We watched Oden get back up in both times. He was fine. He was not done. He was not completely knocked out. He did not get one-shotted at all. So it is very impossible to say that Oden is first commander level. That would be pretty ridiculous. Even when we first met him, he's not first commander level. He's way stronger than that. This is literally Prime Whitebeard and Prime Roger, and they would one-shot any of the first commanders right now. Beckman and Rayleigh do not count as first commanders. They are first mates, so that's a different topic. But we saw Luffy get one-shotted by Kaido, and this was after Luffy just beat Katakuri. King and Marco are relative to that Luffy as well, and by the time Luffy learned Rio, he was definitely stronger than King and Marco, and Kaido was still bodying him. There's just no possible way that Oden is weaker than these guys. Kaido would obviously foderize Marco, and he would foderize King, Zoro, Katakuri, whatever first commander you want to talk about. Any first commander, Kaido would obviously body them. So would Whitebeard, and so would Roger, and they did not do that to Oden. It's just not possible to say they did. Oden did not get bodied by Whitebeard or Roger. He definitely would have lost, but he would have done a lot more than any of the first commanders. That's not even a question. If we look back to the manga, on the next page after the fight against Whitebeard, he tells Oden he is not the type of man who should be under someone else, and he reminds the readers about his time spent on the Rocks Pirates, basically saying that Oden is too strong to be under Whitebeard. This makes perfect sense because if we look at Zoro and Rayleigh, there are two powerful conquerors who could be their own pirate captains if they wanted to be, but they decide to help their captains achieve their dreams because they have no ambition to lead a pirate crew. So Oden is actually more comparable to a first mate than he is a first commander. This is further solidified by the fact that Whitebeard calls Oden his brother. Everyone else in the crew is Whitebeard's son except for Oden, who is his brother. How much more obvious can Oda make it for us to understand? Oden is very powerful. Now we have to remember, this is basically Oden's natural power. Of course he had powerful battles in the land of Wano and faced really tough opponents, but Oden was the strongest character in all of Wano. But even while being secluded from the world, world, he was able to take on Whitebeard and Roger. So then Oden finally embarks on his adventure with Goldie Roger, and they travel the world, and Oden finally gets exposed to the world around him. In chapter 969, the narrator, also known as Ichiro Oda is basically telling us that Kozuki Oden has become many times stronger than he was before. So this means he definitely had become strong enough to take on Roger and Whitebeard. There is no other way to interpret this. I just explained in full detail that Oden was not weak in front of Whitebeard and Roger. Now that he's multiple times stronger, it is made very clear that Oden is relative to Whitebeard and Roger as he goes on to fight Kaido. He scars Kaido using advanced Conqueror's Haki, which is literally proof that Oden has become more powerful, because before his voyage 2 years ago, he didn't even know what advanced Conqueror's Haki was when he saw Whitebeard and Roger using it, but now he's using it to scar Kaido, which we know to be advanced Conqueror's Haki because Rio is not sturdy enough to scar Kaido. Luffy has already explained that Rio is too shallow, and we have the moment with Zoro where Kaido basically confirms that you need advanced Conqueror's Haki in order to scar him. I'm gonna be honest, Kaido is another character I'm gonna power scale later because his downplay is the worst. The narrator of the story literally told everyone that Kaido is the strongest creature among all living things in a 1v1. Always bet on Kaido. Even in the damn Ace novel, Kaido is called the strongest person in a 1v1 fight. And you have fans who believe Akainu is stronger than him. That just doesn't make any sense. Anyways, the point is, people have downplayed Oden a lot, and it's actually pretty delusional. We should also consider Whitebeard and Roger have never actually gotten to fight Prime Oden, and they've never gotten to fight Prime Kaido. Oden died before reaching maximum potential, and Roger and Whitebeard died before seeing Kaido's maximum potential. So there is no evidence to suggest Whitebeard and Roger are drastically more powerful than Oden or Kaido. You can make the argument that Whitebeard and Roger are still stronger, but there's no way you can say it's anything less than extreme diff. There's no way. Judging on what we've seen and what I just showed you guys, they should be equal. So if Kozuki Oden were alive today, I think he'd be equal or stronger than Kaido. But what do you guys think? Also, Oden is definitely stronger than Rayleigh. I'm gonna be honest, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.